Through 2015, Su Hao and Kobe became teammates. Standing at 191 centimeters, he started with Malone Power, Beyond AI Speed, and Jordan Bounce. So, a Rampage One landing in the era of small balls. Years later, when an ESPN reporter interviewed Kobe, he asked, "Kobe, how do you evaluate Su Hao?" Kobe replied, "In my opinion, cute god Stephen Curry is the son of version of the small ball era, and as for Godslayer, Su Hao, he is the perversion destroyer." P.S. Complete an old book titled NBA. Everson gift pack at the beginning, serialized as NBA. Me. Rampage number 1 inch. Chapter 1. Physical measurement data for non-Earthlings. You are listening at novelfull.audio. July 8, 2015. Lakers Trial Arena. Su Hao, aged 19 years old, standing 191 centimeters tall and weighing 90 kilograms, comes from China. Push 231 kilograms horizontally, surpass postman Karl Malone, jump 97 centimeters vertically, run up jump 121 centimeters, surpass basketball god Michael Jordan. 100-meter speed. 10.2 seconds, exploding AI Allen Iverson, with an arm span of 211 centimeters. Advantage. With terrifying physical fitness to the extreme, it feels like a monster. Disadvantages. Middle pitcher and 3-way ability are average, outer line projection ability is average, and it may not be easy to adapt to the current small ball era. Okay. Comprehensive evaluation of physical examination data. Non-human level. When this physical examination report was sent to the manager's office, it was seen by Lakers general manager Mitch Kupchak and head coach Byron Scott. Two people staring blankly, standing still, staring as if seeing a ghost, shocked to the point of falling into fear. Why? Obviously, because Su Hao's non-human level physical examination data is too abnormal to some extent unreal. No, it's quite untrue. So here's the problem. Who is Su Hao? Let's go back a bit in time. 3 days ago. In 2021, Su Hao, who was originally just an ordinary office worker, would drive home after checking in at 5 p.m. every day. I am listening to a newly discovered free novel. NBA. The Everson gift pack, also known as basketball. I am really a center. As he listened, he sighed. Even if Su Bai is 215 centimeters tall, how can he break through like Iverson at the beginning, as well as the mid-shot of Anthony, the essence of human jump shot? It's simply outrageous. I want to have Su Bai's height, talent and ability. I will take off from the ground and dominate the basketball court in our community, becoming the most beautiful kid. Thinking of his small stature of 175 centimeters, Su Hao was really impressed. However, just as he was envious, a car suddenly came towards him at an extremely fast speed, unable to dodge in time. With a loud bang, Su Hao lost consciousness. When waking up, Su Hao had already appeared on the streets of Los Angeles, and it took him a while to confirm the facts and the fact of his travels. Immediately after discovering his abnormal physical condition, he measured his height and found out that he was currently 191 centimeters tall. Then, he was bound to the Rampage One system. And the first main task released by the system is to help retired Kobe win his 6th career championship, with a reward of Curry's 3-point ability. Sure, like other travelers, I have gold fingers, system tasks, and everything I should have. The rewards for the 3 points in the library are also very good. However, not to mention how difficult it is to win the championship. With just my physical fitness, even at a height of 191 centimeters, I can't match the word berserk in the number 1 position. Can I? The words have just finished. The system prompts the sound to start, and the beginner gift package opens. Su Hao gained the power of postman Karl Malone, the bounce of basketball god Michael Jordan, and the speed of speed surpasses AI TJ Ford. And the body comes with an amazing arm span that exceeds a height of 20 centimeters and is 211 centimeters tall. So, Su Hao feels comfortable now. As Su Hao moved his muscles and bones, he squinted his eyes, his pitch-black eyes shining with a faint light. Malone's strength, Jordan's bouncing, and his speed surpassing Iverson. Fury. A sufficiently violent first-position body. Since we have already traveled and have such a good body, then in this parallel world, make a big move in your favorite basketball field. Create a brilliance that belongs to me, belonging to the glory of the people of the heavenly dynasty. Think of it here. Su Hao had a goal and plan in his heart, and the first step of the plan was to go to the Lakers for a trial, which led to a scene from the Lakers manager's office earlier. Time goes back to the present. Manager's office. This is a physical test report for a defender. This bench press. This speed and bounce. Are you sure it's not a monster? This physical fitness is too fierce, too terrifying. Manager Mickey Kupchak held Su Hao's physical examination report, his hands trembling uncontrollably. Yes. Yes. Coach Byron Scott was also completely shocked. In addition to being shocked, Kupchak also laughed and said, "I have found a treasure, and it is still a free treasure. How could it not be taken away by others? Byron. Let's go find Su Hao and sign him, making him a part of our Lakers. We absolutely cannot let other teams steal him. Quick, fast, fast." Speaking. Before Byron Scott could respond, Kupchak grabbed him and rushed towards Su Hao's training ground in a frenzy. Hee. Looking at the impatient manager Kupchak, Byron Scott couldn't help but laugh and say, "Mickey, you can't eat hot tofu in a hurry." Say it again. Didn't you see that Su Hao doesn't shoot? He can still accept 3-pointers, but he doesn't have any at mid-range, which is a bit bad. Kupchak immediately countered, "No mid-range. No, isn't that important? Shaquille O'Neal is not even mid-range yet. But does this affect him to become one of the greatest centers in NBA history? This." Byron Scott was taken aback, then shook his head and smiled. "If you say that, then there is indeed some truth to it." "Of course." Kupchak exclaimed with excitement, "Byron, you know, he's only 19 years old and he has too much room for growth," the most typical example. When LeBron James was in the Cavaliers' 1.0 version, he basically relied on his non-human physical fitness to play. But after more than a decade of growth, he has become the all-around hexagonal warrior of today, and is undoubtedly the first person on duty of the entire alliance. Do you want to say that Su Hao can rival LeBron?" Byron Scott exclaimed in surprise. "Who knows?" Kupchak snorted but did not give a positive answer. "Because that's LeBron James, the #1 in the league, he's not sure either." But being able to say these words and compare with LeBron is enough to demonstrate his absolute recognition of Su Hao's physical talent. Speaking. Soon, the two of them arrived at the training ground and found Su Hao waiting in the rest area. Kupchak directly welcomed him, clenched Su Hao's hand, and smiled. "Hello, are you Su Hao?" "I'm Lakers manager Mitch Kupchak." "Yes." "Hello, manager Mickey. May I know the results of my trial?" Kupchak smiled and said, "Very good, quite good. We Lakers are very satisfied, and at the same time, your willingness to come to our team for a trial is a recognition of us. So, reciprocity and reciprocity. We will definitely give you a satisfactory contract." Chapter 2. The basket is trembling, and the #1 Russell is trembling. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Su Hao nodded. Kupchak continued, "The draft time has passed now, so you can only enter the NBA as a free agent. And now, Although you have extremely outstanding physical talent, after all, we know too little about you and don't know if your talent can be fulfilled. So, I am planning to sign a 10-day, $100,000 short-term contract for you to participate in the Las Vegas Summer League that will arrive in 3 days. That is the stage for you to fully showcase and prove yourself. And then based on your performance, I will sign a formal contract with you again that satisfies you. What do you think, Side? Scott added, although it's $100,000, when calculated, it's $10,000 per day and $3.65 million per year, which is actually comparable to the salary of the 5th position in the first round. So, even for a 10-day short-term contract, our Lakers offer is very high, which is an absolute recognition of your talent. After listening, Su Hao didn't hesitate and smiled. Okay, I will play well in the upcoming Summer League. Kupchak smiled and nodded. I'm completely looking forward to your performance. Coach Byron. And at this point this year's top scorer Russell greeted and walked over, along with Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. As for why the Lakers were able to pick the top spot. It is natural that the Lakers, who finished second to last in the Western Conference last season and entered the lottery zone, had such a high-ranking pick. D'Angelo Russell. Scott saw Russell approaching and glanced at Su Hao again. He immediately said, "You're here at the right time. You're going to have a bullfight with this newcomer. Let me see your ball skills." Speaking. Scott pointed to Su Hao. And with him. Russell glanced at Su Hao with a plain expression. Obviously, in his eyes, the unfamiliar young man in front of him must be an inexperienced rookie. Even in the draft. As the second-ranked player this year, he has no desire to compete with him alone, but it was arranged by the coach and he did not directly refuse. Good, Russell agreed. Scott looked at Su Hao and said, "Su Hao, do you want to give it a try? This is the top guard of this year, and his strength and talent are quite good." No problem. Su Hao also decisively agreed. Crossing over, he almost went straight to the Lakers for a trial, without knowing what kind of energy his current body would have. I can just give it a try now. Speaking. The two walked towards the court. Kobe, on the other hand, approached Scott and Kupchak and said, "Who is that newcomer? He seems to have good strength, but can he play against D'Angelo?" He. Scott smiled but remained silent. And Kupchak raised his eyebrows and smiled, "Be confident with Kobe, remove the, see, he'll scare you." Oh. Kobe blinked his eyes and soon his gaze fell on the field, onto Su Hao. On the field. The 1-on-1 match between Su Hao and Russell began. Su Hao takes the lead in attacking without changing defense, scoring 5 goals in advance is the victory. Bang bang bang. Su Hao arched the ball and faced Russell in front of him, looking at him while slowly lowering his center of gravity, and then the moment of holding the ball on the right side. Give a meal under your feet. Whoosh. The whole person rushed out to the right, accelerating in one step like lightning, instantly sweeping Russell clean. Okay. So fast. Russell's pupils suddenly dilated, sinking into shock. Faced with the rookie Su Hao in his eyes, although not completely serious, he was also defending, but now he is being passed like a wooden stake. Obviously. Su Hao's speed is astonishing. Whoosh. Taking one step past Russell, Su Hao rushed into the basket, setting fire to the sky, and with a clean and sharp chop, he smashed the basketball into the basket. And buzz. The heavy and powerful dunk shook the basket, causing constant mournful cries. This heavy deduction is full of violence. Wow, Kobe, who was watching from the sidelines, was so surprised that he roared out and said with a smack of his tongue, lightning-like speed, unparalleled burst, amazing power. This person's physical fitness is amazing, no, it's so terrifying. Ha ha ha, Kupchak laughed, and Kobe's expression was as he expected, while Scott added with a smile, this newcomer's name is Su Hao. However, he shouted to Russell on the field, hey, be serious, D'Angelo, otherwise you'll be blown up by Su Hao. Impossible. Russell instinctively denied it. Obviously, as a top scorer, he definitely can't accept being knocked out by a rookie with a low ranking, but after this attack, he has completely taken it seriously. Come on, continue. He shouted at Su Hao and put on a defensive posture. Here we go. Su Hao, who had slam dunked for the first time in his life, also became excited. He held the ball in his right hand, his gaze fixed, and in the next moment, he charged out again. The same breakthrough, still thinking about me. Russell snorted coldly and moved sideways to follow up. Bang bang bang. The two bodies immediately confronted each other, but in the next moment, Russell's face showed a fierce expression, and he was pushed back several steps by Su Hao. What kind of power is this? Russell was once again dumbfounded. Whoosh! Su Hao faced off and collided with Russell, then accelerated twice and rushed in, kicking off the ground and unleashing a powerful attack on Huashan with his hands clasped. Boom! Another heavy dunk, like lifting a mountain and carrying a tripod, once again made the basket mourn incessantly. Is this the power of a defender? Russell fell into fear. Come again. And Su Hao, who was already completely excited, was about to charge towards Russell again with the ball. The latter was also dissatisfied and fought with all his might, but the result was the same. Being bumped open again. Boom. Another violent deduction. Russell furrowed his brows, feeling like his bones were scattered all over his body. Then, one wave after another, Su Hao rushed over again. Boom. There's no fancy tricks, it's just a double-handed clasp. The basket kept wailing, the basket kept trembling, and time again, the impact belonging to the postman, Malone, also made Russell's painful body tremble slightly. I give up. In the fifth round, Russell dodged and surrendered, clutching his still painful chest before coming to Scott and complaining, Coach. He is just a monster, and even some front lines cannot withstand this power confrontation, right? I can't fight. Hee. Scott smiled silently. Kupchak nodded and said, indeed, after all. Su Hao, this kid, has the power to push over the postman, Malone. You really can't resist. However, Kobe Bryant said, D'Angelo, but you should know that Su Hao, like you, is also a defender. Your strength, speed, and explosiveness are not comparable. So, that's why. You were exposed by Su Hao. Chapter 3 Su Hao. He will be the new Totem of Los Angeles. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay. Although he didn't want to accept it, in terms of physical talent, after fighting against Su Hao in real combat, he understood I am completely inferior to Su Hao. Even if he is highly regarded as the top scorer. Great, this body is really amazing. I'm already full of energy and can't wait to show my skills on the Lian stage. Su Hao clenched his fist and was very satisfied. Immediately he also came to Kobe and others, and Scott smiled and said, Su Hao, that's great. I look forward to your violent shooting in the Summer League. Well, I will. Su Hao nodded. After reading Su Hao's physical examination report, Kobe said to him, Su Hao, your physical talent is indeed amazing, and it's not even an exaggeration to describe it. But you should also know that your shooting is too bad. So, regular training is also necessary. When you have shooting skills and your physical talent, then you will truly make a difference in this league. Well, I understand. Su Hao nodded again. Okay. Kupchak took the conversation and said, that's all for today. Su Hao and D'Angelo, you all go back and get busy with your own affairs. Okay. The two of them left in response. After Su Hao and Russell left, Kupchak looked at Kobe and said, Su Hao is just a newcomer to the league. Why are you so serious about his shortcomings? At this point in time, we should give him more encouragement to make him full of energy and confidence, which seems better, indeed. For newcomers with potential, this can be done. Kobe nodded irrefutably, but then became focused and said, but Su Hao is different. He's not an ordinary newcomer. This kid has the power to surpass Karl Malone, Michael Jordan's bounce, and Allen Iverson's speed. This talent is really outstanding. And this talent, placed in the first position, is a monster, a bloodthirsty and violent monster. However, if these talents can be paired with decent outside shooting, then I think Su Hao will become the new Totem of Los Angeles. New Totem. Scott was taken aback and said in surprise, Kobe, what are you talking about? You have always been our totem in Los Angeles. Yes. Kobe nodded again, but then said, but I'm no longer at my peak, with a broken Achilles tendon and various injuries, as well as increasing age. I can't go back anymore. The Los Angeles Lakers, who have been struggling for several seasons, now is the time to find a new owner and establish a new totem, while Su Hao presents a monster-like talent. He is a very good candidate, that's right. Scott agreed after listening. Manager Kupchak frowned and said, Kobe, do you mean you want to retire after playing next season? Yes. Kobe nodded lightly and said, although I still want to play. My body no longer allows me to continue playing. Of course. This is just my current idea. You know, I love basketball very much, until the end, until I can't persist, I will stay on the field. Kupchak responded and comforted, Kobe, I believe your body will get better and better. You can still play for 10 more years. Haha. Kobe smiled and said, that's best. By the way. Kobe then brought the topic back and said, regarding Su Hao, I want to say that your management should do everything possible to keep him. Really believe me, as long as he definitely trains, in a few years, he will definitely become a league superstar and a new totem in Los Angeles, understood? Scott and Kupchak nodded. After the two of them left, Kobe's heart sank slightly. I don't want to continue playing with the championship ring, nor do I want to go to another team to hug my thigh. So Su Hao, if you can grow rapidly this season, I am willing to wait for you for 3 seasons, until you become the new Totem of Los Angeles. When I was still barely able to play. Help me, who wants to die in Los Angeles, win another championship and have as many championship rings as Michael Su Hao's side. After successfully signing a 10-day short-term contract with the Lakers, Su Hao temporarily returned to his hotel near the Staples Arena to stay. 10 days, worth a whopping $100,000, equivalent to 600,000 Japanese coins, this. Is this the life of cheating? How fragrant. Su Hao is in a good mood. In the evening, Su Hao went to the hotel to have a big meal to celebrate, and then returned to the hotel. With a thought in his mind, he activated his own attribute panel. Name: Su Hao. Age: 19 years old. Country: Heavenly Dynasty. Physical talent: height: 191 centimeters. Arm span 211 centimeters. Weight: 90 kilograms, bounce in place. 97 centimeters. Run-up bounce: 121 centimeters. Horizontal push: 231 kilograms, speed: 97, full value of 100, power: 98, bounce: 98, sports ability: 97, explosion: 98, spirit: 99, ability. Breakthrough: 95, layup: 84, ball control: 89, dunk: 98, jongto: 70, 3 points: 59, snatching: 80, cover: 90, backboard: 90, defense. 90, free throw. 83, main task. Help retired Kobe win his 6th career championship, reward. Curry's three-point ability, ... Scan your own data panel and witness the personal attack that Lenovo unleashed during today's 1.on.1 confrontation with Russell. Su Hao has gained a further understanding of his abilities. My personal physical talent is full, basically equivalent to a full-level human. With the blessing of my physical talent, my dunking ability is close to 100. At the same time, as a defender, the 3 attribute points of blocking, rebounding, and defense all reach a high level of 90 points, which is also related to talent enhancement. However, my weaknesses are also very obvious, such as a 70-point out-of-the-game mid-range shot and a 59-point out-of-the-game 3-point shot. This is where I need to enhance. But besides daily training, how can I improve? Is it only when I win the championship that I can receive the reward of 3 points from Curry? That's too far away. Think of it here. Su Hao asked the system, is there any other task besides the main one? Ding. Return to the host, there is. There really is you, I dare not ask, you don't say. Chapter 4. The First Battle of Lian versus the Sun. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ding. Release side quests. Win the best of the week once, reward. Flash Man Wade's lost step. Mistake step. Listen to the system task. Su Hao's eyes lit up and he immediately fell into contemplation. The best of the week. This is not easy. Many players, even some well-known players, may not necessarily achieve the best of the week throughout their entire career. Strong like the #1 basketball player in China, Yao, he seems to have only won the best of the week 4 times throughout his entire career. The difficulty of this can be imagined. Although the breakthrough technique of the lost step of the flash is strong, it is not an easy task to obtain and use it for oneself. However, no matter how difficult it is, it's easier than winning the championship. And the earliest time to pick the best time for next week is the first week of the new season, so from the beginning of the new season, I will give it your all. Su Hao used his non-Earth level physical talent of Malone Power, Jordan Bounce, and Ford Speed. Shocking the Lakers management. Temporarily receive a ceiling salary in a short-term employment contract. Of course. This shock is currently only known to the Lakers management, and next Su Hao will bring this shock to the Summer League. Time flies. After 3 days. On July 11th, the 10-day Las Vegas Summer League was played in anticipation of a group of fans. The highlights of this year's Summer Federation. First and foremost, the performance of the top pick center, Tang Si, was expected by fans. Secondly, #1 defender Russell, Tanhua, center Okafu. And Christoph Polzingis, who is tall enough to be 221 centimeters and will be known as the God of Waves in the future, is known as the #4 show. His performance is also expected by many fans. At 8:00 a.m. The first game was a duel between the Timberwolves and the Spurs where Towns was located. The top scorer, Tang Si, scored a stunning 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks with a heavy dunk and talent crushing the penalty area. Winning a full house of applause. Following the showdown between the Knicks and the Thunder, #4, Polzingis was tall, had long arms, agile feet, and also had an outside center shot. This allows him to freely misplace and hit opponents on the Lian stage. So, he easily delivered 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks throughout the game, and also won the cheers of the whole game. Some scouts are even more interested in it, thinking that if Polzingis could develop a stable 3-point shooter and a stronger physique, he might grow into a special type of center in the little ball era. As expected before the competition, Tang Si and Polzingis both performed as expected. However, originally, everyone thought that the main characters of tonight's Summer League were the rookies from the Suns, including Towns and Polzingis. Devin Booker. His comprehensive data of 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a game amazed everyone and sparked widespread discussion. Devin Booker seems to be just the 13th overall rookie, but his performance looks no less impressive than that of the top pick. Opposite. U1S1, German gave me the feeling tonight that he has multiple scoring methods, strong scoring ability, good talent, and a high upper limit. I played very well, why is the ranking so low? Have you noticed that Devin is on the 13th draft, and Kobe is also on the 13th draft? Is it true that this ranked man is destined to be strong? Think carefully and be extremely afraid. Booker, who made a stunning debut in the Summer League, squeezed into the ranks of Towns and Polzingis with his magnificent debut, becoming the 3 most dazzling players on the first day of the Summer League. The next day, the match between the Lakers and the Suns will take place at 10 a.m. At 9:30. There are already many people in the Las Vegas Summer League arena, and this is just an NBA-level match, with quite a high level of heat. More importantly, today's game has its highlights. On the commentary seat, commentator Hanson Porter said, in this year's 13th show, Devin Booker, who was selected by the Suns, shone brightly yesterday. Let us feel his amazing scoring ability. And this year's top scorer, Angelo Russell, is also an outstanding scorer. In this way, today's Lakers vs Suns, the showdown between number 1 D'Angelo Russell and 13th pick Devin Booker will be very exciting. That's right. Another commentator, Bruce Gailey, nodded and said, the head-on showdown between the 2 talented guards and rookies will naturally be enjoyable. At the same time, on the Lakers bench, Coach Byron Scott approached Su Hao and said, Su Hao, don't start today, use it as our big weapon. Wait for my arrangement. I hope as soon as you come up, you amaze everyone. Listen to the coach's arrangements, Su Hao shrugged, boom. Under the preheating of the commentators and the enthusiastic atmosphere of the arena, the Summer League between the Lakers and the Suns play it. Schwa. At the beginning of the game, Booker hit a 3-point shot, and in the following round, he single-handedly hit Russell's quick stop shot. Get 5 consecutive points. Booker's state today is still hot. This is not over yet, and in the following round, Booker successfully defended Russell on point 1. In the first 5 minutes, he not only attacked and defended both ends, but also suppressed Russell. And leading the team to a 7-point lead. Wow, Booker's fiery performance won waves of cheers inside the stadium. Accompanied by cheers, Booker, who was just a rookie, became more and more brave. After the first quarter, he scored 13 points and provided 3 assists, leading the Suns by as much as 11 points. Intermodal rest. On the commentary seat, Hanson Porter exclaimed, "Wow, German played really well. With 13 points in a single quarter, he completely suppressed Angelo. Those who didn't know thought he was the number 1. Hee. Bruce Gailey nodded with a smile and said, indeed, although D'Angelo's hand feels average today, it cannot be denied that German has performed remarkably well. If we keep fighting like this, the winning team today must be the Suns at the same time." On the Lakers bench, Devin, this kid is in great form today. Russell snorted and looked displeased. We can't let him continue to explode like this. Teaching assistant Price frowned, feeling that the situation was not optimistic. Coach Scott looked calmly at the 11 points behind and smiled, saying, if German plays well, that's good. Ah. Why? Price was puzzled. Scott didn't answer, but turned to look at Su Hao, who was also sitting calmly on the bench, and said, Su Hao, it's your turn to play. Chapter 5. Flying several meters, Booker feels painful in his heart. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Shaoqing. The second competition is coming. Russell rested, Su Hao appeared, and on the Sun's side, Booker also rested on the bench, playing as a substitute defender. There is no match between Russell and Booker. The fans in the audience were also uninterested and chatted with their friends, waiting for the main players to play before going to watch the game seriously. Until Su Hao tore apart the defense of the Sun's substitute guard, hit the deep ground, and then kicked off the ground, a divine weapon descended from the sky, and a C-shaped slam dunk. Buzz. Let the basket mourn, let the basketball rack sway slightly, and instantly make the previously absent-minded fans in the audience excited and fall into surprise. What is the situation? What did I see? Did someone just perform a violent aesthetic like dunk? The fans in the audience were confused. Big eyes rolled around, as if searching for the player who had just made a dunk, and the next moment, Su Hao once again carried an unstoppable force and shot into the basket. Boom! Fly and hit a dunk, bombing the basket again. At the same time, fans also saw clearly that the Lakers player wearing the number 7 jersey had once again completed a stunning dunk. It's him. It's just Su Hao. What a fast speed. What an amazing burst. What a terrifying bounce. Who is the player wearing the 7 jersey on the Lakers? His talent is so strong. What a terrifying talent. D'Angelo. No. The shocked fans stared at Su Hao one by one, contemplating his origins. And on the commentary seat. Amazing. Hanson Potter widened his eyes and exclaimed in surprise, who is that 7? What's wrong with his terrifying physical talent? Scream. Bruce Gale frantically browsed through the pre-match player information and found Su Hao's information before shouting it out. His name is Su Hao and he comes from China. He was a free agent signed by the Lakers a few days ago. A rookie from the Heavenly Dynasty. Hanson Potter's eyes were already wide open, as if he could jump out at any time, and he exclaimed in shock, as far as I know. The physical fitness of Chinese players has always been average. In 2002, the top scorer Dayo's physical fitness should be the ceiling of Chinese players, but Su Hao just demonstrated his physical talent through these 2 dunks. Absolutely at the monster level. How could this be possible? I don't know. After learning about Su Hao's information, the 2 commentators were not only shocked but also unbelievable. And on the field, the violent attack belonging to Su Hao is still ongoing. Whoosh! Lightning-like speed, extremely rough confrontation, and Jordan's bouncing support against the defensive basket. It's not very flashy. Boom. 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 Only 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Su Hao used 5 critical hits, and at the same time hitting 2 free throws, contributing a dunk feast alone while scoring 12 points. And helped the team narrow the 11-point difference to only 4 points. The Sun was forced to pause. Who is that kid wearing the number 7 jersey? 1 minute, I need all his information. Coach Jeff Hornacek's face was filled with shock. On the side, a teaching assistant quickly looked up and then replied, his name is Su Hao. He just joined the Lakers 3 days ago and is a rookie. Rookie. Hornacek looked surprised and said, I know a lot about this year's highly ranked and talented players. The Lakers' strongest rookie is number 1 D'Angelo Russell. He has been beaten up by German. Su Hao's physical fitness is extremely terrifying, and his talent may be even better than that of Angelo Russell. Is he a rookie? What's going on here? Hornacek also had a surprised expression on his face. On the side, Booker, who felt the spotlight being snatched, stood up and slowly said, Coach, let me play, I will take care of him, just like taking care of D'Angelo. Hornacek calmed down a bit and said, "Yes, the attack we play will also be different depending on the opponent we face. If it's in German, it should be able to suppress him and on the Lakers bench." Scott watched from the fans to the commentators, and then to the Suns players, as they all fell into shock, but he smiled. This situation is as expected. He looked at Su Hao on the field and couldn't help but raise the corner of his mouth. "Yes, that's it. Just fulfill your talent to the fullest. Soon. Pause ends. Booker is back, and Russell is also back." Sunball writes. Bang bang bang. Booker held the ball and pushed it over to the middle of the arc, directly finding Su Hao and facing him. Just like the rookie Su Hao who fell from the sky, he dunked 5 dunks and scored 12 points, his form was impressive, and the 13-point Dirk in a single quarter was also in hot form. Who would be stronger if these two people were against each other? Hanson Potter was speaking. Whoosh. Booker, who was in full swing on the field, rushed out, accelerating with all his might before suddenly stopping and pulling the basketball back from his crotch. He thought Su Hao, who had followed him, would be swayed away. Unexpectedly, Su Hao did not lose his position at all, and even after a sudden stop, he continued to follow in front of him. "Didn't you shake it?" Booker frowned, but before he could even think, Su Hao had already pushed him forward and instantly pushed Booker back, forcing him to split the ball. Wow! Booker scored the ball, while Russell was quick-witted and rushed out, intercepting halfway and completing a steal. Whoosh! The Lakers pushed for a counterattack. Russell accelerated to the right while holding the ball, and found Su Hao on the other side while moving. The latter continued to sprint without slowing down in receiving the ball. At the same time, Booker, who had conceded the ball, also rushed over and entangled himself in front of Su Hao. "Don't expect a counterattack." Booker roared low, but Su Hao didn't even glance at him. The two of them fought all the way to the high position on the left. Su Hao's gaze fixed and he accelerated again, quickly breaking through the confrontation. Booker didn't hesitate and immediately welcomed him. Bang bang bang. The two bodies suddenly fiercely confronted each other, clearly a normal confrontation between the two defenders, and the result the next moment. Push and push. Booker flew backwards. Boom. As Su Hao rushed into the penalty area, while Booker flew backwards a few meters to the basket, he rose up from the ground and the Eagle shot into the air, delivering another explosive dunk. What power is this? Booker's pupils dilated and he covered his painful chest, his whole body plunged into fear. In just one confrontation, he was frightened by Su Hao's astonishing physical strength, but I guess so, a defender unleashes a Malone level of strength. Who is not confused, who is not panicked? And in the following round, when Booker wanted to try to break through Su Hao and confront him, he suddenly felt like he was hitting a big mountain. He couldn't believe that a defender had such amazing power. Bang! After another confrontation, Su Hao remained motionless and didn't say anything, but Booker himself bounced back half a step. He shook his head helplessly and exclaimed in his heart. MMP. Chapter 6. 33 points and 10 deductions, stunning the entire audience. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It can't be pushed at all. Booker felt his scalp tingling and the confrontation was fruitless. He also saw that there was very little time left for the attack, so he could only barely make a shot during the retreat. But Su Hao was right in front of him, under his interference. Bang dang. This ball almost didn't even touch the basket. Su Hao happened to pass it to Russell in the front court, but Su Hao's passing ability is average. The pass was a bit hesitant. Whoosh. Booker cut off the basketball halfway. This scene came so quickly that many Lakers players didn't react. After Booker intercepted, he instantly accelerated and shot into the basket. One step inside the penalty area. Kick it off. When Booker catches the ball and flies, he must deliver a magnificent performance with a one-handed chop. However, this scene was witnessed by Su Hao, who almost simultaneously chased after him from the flank, albeit slightly slower. But still caught up and rushed towards Booker. Kick it off. Booker jumps first, Su Hao jumps later, but with the blessing of Jordan Bounce, Su Hao jumps first and takes the lead in dominating the sky. What? Booker was shocked, but he didn't have time to think much. He gritted his teeth and was about to buckle Su Hao, who was under his long arm. The next moment. Pop. Su Hao slapped firmly on the basketball in Booker's hand, further enhancing the power of Karl Malone. The terrifying impact instantly swept Booker's entire body. Bang. Dong. The first sound was a flying basketball, with a strong impact on the ground. The second sound was the sound of Booker's center of gravity losing balance and falling heavily on the floor. Yes. Su Hao's hat flipped over. Wow. The bloody hat flip, which had a strong visual impact, caused a deafening roar throughout the entire stadium, causing almost every fan to stare and fall into shock. On the commentary seat, Hanson Potter also opened his mouth wide, feeling shocked and shouting, "Unbelievable. Su Hao is jumping backwards. How terrifying it takes to jump higher than Booker and flip his hat in front of him. Okay. So strong." Bruce Gailey was also dumbfounded. Not only was he dumbfounded, but also on the Suns bench, the head coach of Hornacek was dumbfounded. He knew very well what kind of physical talent Booker had. So, he was only stunned by the talent displayed by Su Hao, who flipped his hat over the cloth. On the Lakers bench, Coach Scott jumped up with joy and shouted excitedly, "Nice. Su Hao played fantastic. He. Teaching assistant Pratt also shook his head and smiled with emotion, "Monster, we Lakers really have a guard with a talent like a monster." Boom. Because of Su Hao's violent hat, it instantly ignited the entire stadium, bringing the already hot atmosphere of the stadium to a climax. However, the performance belonging to Su Hao is not over yet. This side just flipped over Booker, and in the next round, Su Hao carried Booker's defense and scored under the basket, supplementing defense with the Suns' power forward and center. Defensive against three people, forcefully sprinting to the basket. BB. The whistle sounded. Struggling to a foul. What kind of power is this? Is this guy a monster? Booker's brain hummed as he was hit, and his bones felt like they were about to fall apart. Bang dang. Schwa. Su Hao received 2 penalties and 1 hit. And throughout the second quarter, Su Hao scored 20 points in a single quarter, contributing a full 6 powerful, highly stretched and bloodthirsty critical hits. At the same time, at both ends of the attack and defense, completely crush Booker, crush the recent rookie trend. Just one section. If he doesn't make a name for himself, Su Hao, who made a stunning move, directly stole the brilliance of Russell and Booker, becoming the most brilliant player on the field. In addition, Su Hao scored 20 points in a single quarter, suppressing Booker and leading the Lakers to equalize the 11-point difference in a single quarter. Section 3. Su Hao's repeated attempts at the basket were still unstoppable, and the players of the Suns on the Summer League field had no ability to resist. At most, only by committing a foul can Su Hao's attack be delayed. Next section. Su Hao, who only played for 7 minutes, scored 10 points. In the last quarter, he only played for 3 minutes and made 1 attack, achieving a score of 2+1. Su Hao, who scored 3 points, took a break from the field. "I didn't play again afterwards." Why? Because with Su Hao's performance, the Lakers have established a full 18-point lead, and infected by his attack. Russell and his teammates also showed an increase in their attacking form. On the other hand, looking at the Suns, Booker, who scored 13 points in the first quarter, was directly hit to invisibility from Su Hao's appearance, and the game was almost over, with a score of less than 20 points. The core state is sluggish, and the morale of the Sun Army is scattered, with no fighting spirit left. There is no need for Su Hao to continue playing. There was no suspense in the game, as the Lakers fell behind by 11 points in the first quarter. With Su Hao's excellent performance, they ultimately won by a big margin of 15 points. On the commentary seat, Hanson Porter smacked his tongue and said, with 33 points and 10 dunks, rookie Su Hao ignited the whole court with his magnificent dunk show. Today, he is undoubtedly an MVP. Yeah. Bruce gaily nodded and sighed. Today we were all focused on watching the showdown between top scorer Angelo Russell and the top 13 form sensation, Kevin Booker. Who knows? Halfway through, Su Hao, a rookie from the Heavenly Dynasty, was killed, and the result let the competition become a magnificent performance for him alone. Hanson. Do you think that based on Su Hao's talent presented today, his upper limit will surpass the top scorer from China in 2002, the Yao? Hanson Porter thought for a moment and said, in terms of physical talent alone, I think Su Hao has surpassed Yao, but you have to say overall transcendence. For now, it may be too early. After all, at its peak, Dayo was the top center in the Western Conference and a strong all-star ticket champion. But it's understandable. As a newcomer to the league, Su Hao's 33 points and 10 dunks tonight, as well as his stunning performance against Booker, are worthy of praise. Wow. Say it. Thunderous applause resounded inside the stadium. Obviously these applause are all for Su Hao. At the same time, scouts from various teams in the league scattered in various corners of the audience also turned their gaze to Su Hao, unwilling to move away. Chapter 7. Versus Knicks, opening split Polzingis. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 33 points plus 10 dunks. Su Hao, who is similar to Booker and even more astonishing, squeezed into the ranks of hot rookies in just one game. However, compared to the data, Su Hao's physical talent presented is the most impressive. That night, Su Hao's stunning performance sparked heated discussions on Twitter. Do you dare to believe that as a rookie defender, Su Hao was able to knock off the hot rookie Devin in just one confrontation, and Devin was bounced off against him? What power is this? Terrifying like this. Not only power, Su Hao's jumping is also quite amazing. His German talent is already good, but Su Hao can flip his hat head-on. This is truly exaggerated. Brother upstairs, is this actually okay? Is it okay? Brother, you should know that Su Hao's official height is 191 centimeters, while German is 198 centimeters, which already has a height difference. German takes off first. In such a situation, Su Hao could still jump back first and seal it. Isn't it terrifying enough for the bouncing to explode, terrifying like this? In addition to his strength and jumping, Su Hao's speed is also amazing. Devin can't shake off Su Hao at all, and he can't keep up with Su Hao's acceleration breakthrough. Attack and defense at both ends. Su Hao's explosion of German is enough to explain everything. Terrifying like this. A defender with 10 explosive shots in a single game, even if it's on the Summer League stage, it's shocking. Su Hao is like a fierce beast hunting, with every attack full of impact, aggression, and ornamental value. I have already been a fan. Me too. Love, love. Wait, German. I know. This year's 13th talent show, by the way. Who is Su Hao? Why haven't I heard of him? Is there such a number one rookie this year? +1. +2. I suggest getting to know more quickly, otherwise you will regret it. Reminder. Tomorrow will be a showdown between the Lakers and Knicks, and the showdown between Su Hao and Polzingis will definitely be a big highlight. Yes. Because Su Hao played a stunning game, the heat increased, and the Knicks' fourth pick, Polzingis, was already a hot rookie. So, Moment this once ordinary summer league game, overnight, the heat gradually increased. Soon. The next morning. Half an hour before the game, there were many fans sitting inside the Las Vegas Summer League Stadium, many of whom came because of Su Hao's admiration. Hey, that's the Lakers rookie wearing the 7 jersey. Is it Su Hao who ran over Devin Booker in an extremely rough way? That's right. TSK. It looks quite ordinary, but it's a bit surprising to be able to completely abuse German. Brother, one cannot judge by appearance. Also, come here in admiration, let me experience Su Hao's fierce attack on sight. On the commentary seat. Hanson Porter said, don't be fooled by the fact that Polzingis is 221 centimeters tall, but his mobility is not really slow among the big guys. Boost absolute height and arm span. He also has the ability to defend outside defenders, so I really look forward to the scene of him and Su Hao facing each other head-on. Me too. Bruce gaily nodded and said, they are all rookies with great momentum. The direct confrontation between the two is naturally the best. Just speaking. The match on the field also played. After a stunning performance, Su Hao no longer came on as a substitute today, but starting with number 1, D'Angelo Russell. However, the attention of fans is no longer the top spot, but Su Hao. Jump. Ball. Polzingis took the lead and flew the basketball, winning the Knicks the first offensive ball and giving the defender a push halfway through the court. Mid-arc road. The Knicks guard lifted the basketball high and handed it to Polzingis, who was in the high position on the right, facing the defense of the Lakers' power forward. Whoosh! Polzingis accelerated the breakthrough directly, shook off the defense, and successfully laid up. The speed is not very fast, but among the big guys and even the center forward, this speed is enough for him to break free from defense and end the attack. Lakers 0.2 Knicks. The Knicks will take the lead first. Lakers possession. Bang bang bang. Su Hao held the ball halfway through the court and also reached the top of the arc facing the Knicks guard. He glanced at the basket and bent down to lower his center of gravity. Whoosh! One-step acceleration. No confrontation. No need for confrontation. With a swift and agile speed like a rabbit, he instantly passed the Knicks guard, hit the deep ground, and the opposing front line instantly caught up, blocking Su Hao's forward path. You can continue to charge. However, Su Hao saw that Russell was empty in the left corner, so he passed the ball and gave the latter a 3-point chance. Wow! Russell took a 3-point shot. Bang dang. No. Rebounding. Polzingis flew out, Su Hao stepped back and jumped back, grabbing the basketball in the air. At this moment, surprisingly, there was no one in front of me. No hesitation. Whoosh! Su Hao accelerated with the ball, instantly reaching the free throw line, then took a step forward into the penalty area, grabbed the ball with one hand, and stepped on the ground. What are you doing? Is Su Hao trying to dunk this ball? There's a 221-centimeter Polzingis guarding the basket, right? Hanson Potter stared in amazement. Humph. Under the basket, Polzingis let out a cold snort and slightly bent his knees. At the moment Su Hao jumped up, his whole body jumped up like pulling onions from a dry land. Want to buckle me up? Wait for the hat. He yelled and swung his long arm straight, about to block Su Hao's dunk this time, but in the next moment, his pupils suddenly contracted. Because the two of them almost jumped at the same time, but Su Hao's feet seemed to be loaded with springs, instantly ejecting to the highest point and dominating the sky. The long arms that stretched out to catch the ball exceeded the palm of Polzingis by a foot. The next moment. Boom! In the 191 centimeters aerial confrontation between Su Hao and the center, Polzingis, who was 221 centimeters away, hit the basketball into the basket. Buzz! A powerful heavy dunk, shaking the basket with constant mournful cries. Boom. Defenders dunk and center forward. The height is separated by a large buckle. Su Hao's incredible and visually impactful dunk also caused the entire stadium to burst into cheers like a landslide. Oh. My. God. What did I see? That's a 221 cm center forward, and Su Hao, one of his guards, actually blocked it. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Did Su Hao install a spring or a launcher under his feet? Too fierce, too domineering. Su Hao's physical talent is really amazing. At the beginning of the game, Su Hao blocked Polzingis and instantly ignited the entire audience. Chapter 8 Cruelty. Writing Buckles+Concussions. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Crazy. On the commentary seat. Hanson Porter held his head in disbelief, while Bruce Gary roared with a shocked expression, "That's Polzingis. That's a giant with a height of 221 centimeters. Even some strikers with outstanding physical talents may not be able to block him. Not to mention being a point guard. Su Hao's bouncing and burst are really amazing." Hiss. On the Lakers bench. Scott couldn't help but twitch when he saw the bloody scene of the buckle, and immediately smiled. This is the bouncing talent that surpasses Jordan. It's cruel enough. On the field. Wow, Su Hao, you're too crazy. Russell was stunned and quickly rushed over to give Su Hao a high five, exclaiming repeatedly. And Su Hao just shrugged his shoulders, feeling that it was nothing. After all, he's not just playing around with Jordan bouncing. As for Polzingis. Roar! At this moment, his face turned red and his expression was cold. This time, the humiliation had already caused his inner anger to soar to the extreme. Today. Whatever you say, bring back this humiliation. So. The next round. When Su Hao held the ball at the top of the arc again, the player who appeared in front of him was no longer the defender, but Polzingis. While Polzingis took the initiative to defend Su Hao, it seems that he was just blocked by Su Hao as a defender, and he was somewhat unhappy. So. The hot rookie we were looking forward to before the game, Su Hao, will face off against Polzingis. If we arrive early, the game will become more and more exciting, Hanson Potter exclaimed excitedly. Bruce Gailey frowned and said, Su Hao is very fast. If Polzingis were to stand so far forward, he would be very fast. It's easy to get past. Yes. A qualified defender has the ability to play small and big outside, such as Paul, Curry, and other players, most of whom are excellent in small plays. So. When Su Hao showed his exceptional physical talent, they naturally thought the same, thinking that Su Hao would use speed and rhythm to change direction and overtake Polzingis. However, Su Hao faced Polzingis without much fancy dribbling, just charging with it, just make a hard push in the confrontation. Bang bang bang. Amidst confrontation, Su Hao will present all the Malone Power, and forcefully break through the defense line of Polzingis in the fierce confrontation. Schwa. Successful layup. If one turn doesn't mean anything. In the remaining time of the first quarter, Su Hao had a total of 3-1-on-point-1-1-on-point-1 opportunities to challenge Polzingis, all of which were forcefully attacking the basket with Polzingis. Or layup. Or dunk. Or cause a foul. However, compared to Su Hao's attack ending, he is a defender who uses his strong physique to attack a center forward who is 221 centimeters tall. I can still score. This is the most outrageous thing. Hanson Potter couldn't help but gasp as he watched the scenes, exclaiming, carry the center forward in attack, and you can still score. Su Hao's attack is too unreasonable. Although Polzingis' physical strength is not outstanding among the forwards, but he still has a great advantage when facing defenders, but he was eventually overwhelmed by Su Hao. This is really unbelievable. He. Bruce Gailey nodded with a smile and exclaimed, there's no way, Su Hao's physical talent is too outstanding, but it's precisely because of this extremely strong and outstanding physical talent that he can score with the simplest and most rough forceful thrust against the center forward. But Polzingis had no choice. Yes. A defender using his power to hit a center forward is helpless, which sounds a bit comical, but it's actually happening at this moment. That corresponds to the soaring anger of Polzingis. Humph. Since I can't defend from the outside, I'll be waiting for you on the inside. Don't you really like to break through? Let's see how I deal with you. With a cold face. Polzingis stared fixedly at Su Hao, and tonight he had a fight with him. The last 30 seconds of the first section. Knicks ball rights. The Knicks guard holds the ball and pushes it over, making a single shot to avoid Su Hao, accelerating the breakthrough, making a quick stop with a turn, and shooting from the center. Bang dang. No. But under the basket, Polzingis was tall and had a long arm. He grabbed the offensive rebound and successfully made up the basket. 14.3 seconds. In the final attack of the first quarter, Su Hao's organizational ability was average. He let Russell control the ball and slightly pressed the time, then needed a cover. Right wing. Whoosh. Russell accelerated his breakthrough, reached the low position on the right side, and made an emergency stop with a mid-range shot. Bang dang. There's no such thing as this ball, it's a ball grabbing under the basket. In the chaos of rebounding, Russell rushed over and grabbed it himself. The attack time was only 3.6 seconds, and Russell had to take off and attack twice to catch the ball. Under the basket, Polzingis and others are also prepared for defense. However. Wow. Russell unexpectedly made a lateral pass, and among the crowd, Su Hao was found cutting into the right corner. The latter received the ball and accelerated into the basket with one step. Kick it off. Grab the ball and fly it directly. Polzingis was momentarily stunned when he saw that Russell had no ball in his hand. He then turned his head and saw Su Hao, who had already taken off. What? Polzingis was shocked and lost his composure. But the instinctive reaction still made Su Hao jump suddenly, wanting to seal him off, but unfortunately his jump was only 10 centimeters at most. The next moment. Jordan bounce. Su Hao, who was full, appeared above Polzingis's head, almost riding on his neck. Then. With his left hand holding his head, and his right hand fiercely hitting the basketball slam into the basket. Su Hao rode on Polzingis. Buzz. A 191 cm defender and a 221 cm center forward, with such visual impact, you don't have to think about how spectacular it is. The fans were all dumbfounded, frozen in place, their mouths wide open in shock, as if they could fit a light bulb. In the next moment. Boom. The thunderous cheers echoed throughout the entire stadium. However. This is not over yet because Polzingis had a slight jump, this counterattack with the support of Su Hao's Malone Power. He, whose body was slightly imbalanced, stepped back in succession. Accidentally, I stumbled on my teammate's foot and my center of gravity instantly became completely unbalanced. I fell backwards and suddenly fell. Polzingis didn't even have time to land with his hands to protect himself. In an imbalanced state, he landed directly on the back of his head, with a piercing and muffled bang that made his heart tremble, and Polzingis's brain also hummed. The whole person collapsed on the ground, falling into a semi-fainting state. Step by step. The Knicks team doctor on the sidelines saw the situation and rushed up to check the condition of Polzingis, and the game was temporarily suspended. After a short period of time, Polzingis returned to the locker room with the help of his teammates, and the Knicks team doctor gave an examination result. Preliminary judgment shows that Polzingis has a slight concussion. This game will not return. Hiss. Upon hearing this result, Hanson Potter exclaimed in horror, Su Hao rode on Polzingis and even caused him to have a concussion. This defender too cruel. Chapter 9. breaking the Summer League score record with 44 points. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The first battle is over. The Lakers are leading by 8 points. Intermodal rest. On the commentary seat, Hanson Porter exclaimed in shock, 17 points in a single quarter, riding dunks, and dunks resulting in Polzingis' concussion, just one race. Rookie Su Hao. His performance is even more brilliant and outstanding than yesterday. In just one game, the showdown between the rising stars Su Hao and Polzingis ended with Su Hao's complete victory. That's really amazing. That's right. Bruce Charlie pointed to the table and said, and Su Hao doesn't play with fancy directional passes and cuts. It's just a tough and unreasonable rush to the basket. It's like an unstoppable monster, casually placing a basketball in the basket, full of visual appeal, giving me a way to watch the games of the Big Shark O'Neal during his three-peat winning streak in the early 21st century. Even the hand-to-hand combat in the basket during the Big Four period earlier, that's right. Hanson Porter, who shared the same feeling, nodded repeatedly and took the words, since last season, Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors broke the single-season three-point shooting record. Coach Cole, with Stephen as the core, sent out the five little fathers and scored three-pointers to win the championship, accelerating the era of small balls. So, in this era where three-pointers are gradually becoming mainstream, there are not many players like Su Hao who score repeatedly from the basket. So, it's only when I suddenly see Su Hao rushing towards the basket with such violence that I feel even more relieved. The two commentators praised Su Hao greatly, and the fans in the audience were also discussing, and many people came to admire him. At this moment, after only watching a competition with Su Hao, he became his fan. While almost everyone was discussing Su Hao, the second quarter of the game continued, and the Knicks lost Polzingis, greatly reducing their strength. Defeated like a mountain collapsing. And Su Hao's brute force attack became even more effortless and enjoyable without Polzingis, scoring 17 points in the first quarter. The last three sections, Su Hao scored another 27 points. The game was once again reduced to a solo performance by Su Hao, and of course, in addition to the performance, it continued to bring a victory to the Lakers. After the game, Hanson Porter smiled and said, Su Hao had 44 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists today, which was another flawless performance. At the same time, 44 points per game. This has already broken the 42 Summer League single-game scoring record held by Banks and Wolfer in 2007, as well as Anthony Randolph's murder in 2009. Breaking a single-game scoring record with 44 points. Su Hao, a newcomer from the Heavenly Dynasty, even though there was no news about him before, with these two brilliant and unparalleled performances in the Summer League. He will definitely be loved by countless fans. Yes. In a crushing game against Booker, he scored 33 points, while in a riding game he deducted Polzingis and scored 44 points, breaking the scoring record. He also had a monster-like rough basket attacking ability. In just 2 games, Su Hao has already surpassed top pick Tang Si and even surpassed all rookies in popularity. Almost after the game, fans couldn't help but discuss it on Twitter. A defender, riding a center forward with a height of 221 centimeters, knocked out a concussion. Look, is this something that people do? Are you sure this is not a monster? He. Playing the fourth show is like playing games. Su Hao is really fierce. Su Hao's playing style is too violent, and the old man he sees is filled with excitement. He wants to rush to the basketball court with the ball and dunk his opponent's head. Enjoy yourself. Hey, don't you think Su Hao, who is like a wild man, has a similar attacking style to Russell Westbrook, the turtle? Indeed. It's really similar, and to some extent, I think Su Hao's playing style is more violent and fierce. Indeed, Su Hao's attacking style is like the enhanced version of Russell Westbrook, full of violence. Hiss. Russell's playing is already violent enough, Su Hao is still his enhanced version. This is really terrifying. TSK. In this era of small balls, rookie Su Hao's offense is quite unique. To be honest, I don't know if he can adapt to the NBA stage. There is an increasing amount of heated discussion on the internet about Su Hao. At the same time, after playing against the Knicks this year, Kobe found Su Hao and the two went to a high-end restaurant for lunch. At the same time, there is also a middle-aged uncle. His name is Rob Pelinka and he is Kobe's agent. The three of them gathered together, and Kobe acted as a mediator and said, "Su Hao, this is my agent Rob Pelinka. We had dinner together today because he really likes you. I hope to become your agent. His strength is good, and he has access to many resources. The reason why I was able to succeed is also because of his great help. He is an excellent agent." Pelinka took the conversation and said, "Su Hao, you are excellent, and I particularly enjoy working with excellent people, such as Kobe. So, I hope to cooperate with you. I will treat you like Kobe, maximizing your basketball and business interests. I hope you can give me a chance." Kobe personally recommended it. Pelinka's attitude is so sincere again, and he is indeed an outstanding agent with good business acumen. After a moment of thought, Su Hao agreed, looking forward to our win-win situation. Definitely. So, under Kobe's recommendation, Su Hao chose Rob Pelinka as his agent, who also updated information on social media as soon as possible. Of course, Su Hao was very clear in his heart that his agent was always just a helper to help him deal with some complicated communication in the early stage, allowing him to become a hands-off shopkeeper. As for resources, Pelinka may have some channels. However, Su Hao firmly believes that in this basketball world where strength is paramount, obtaining top-notch resources must depend on how well he performs himself. All initiative must be in one's own hands. The hot summer couplets. Su Hao, who made a remarkable breakthrough and stood out, not only caused widespread discussion among fans and media, but also attracted attention from players. The training arena where Thunder is located. Players led by Durant and Westbrook are currently training. Boom. After hitting a mid-range shot, medical insurance card, Ibaka said, "Hey Russell, have you heard that there have been rookies in the league with the same playing style as you recently? Very violent. It seems like it's called Su Bai, or Su Hao, I can't remember clearly, it's Su Hao." Durant, who has always been following current basketball news, said with certainty, "I watched his game highlights today and he is as tall as Russell. Ride the Polzingis with a deduction of 221 centimeters. My physical fitness is quite good, and my playing style is indeed violent, but he doesn't seem to have a basket, he can't compare to Russell, it sounds like Russell." Before he could finish speaking, Ibaka's voice abruptly stopped and he smiled foolishly as he felt the malicious gaze belonging to Westbrook. Durant continued, "Russell, Su Hao only played 2 games in the Summer League. Others online call him the enhanced version of you, which is clearly underestimating you." Oh. Westbrook froze and snorted, "Just a rookie, the enhanced version of me. Interesting. Su Hao, right. In the regular season, I will give him a good lesson." Chapter 10. Diverse comments on LeBron's awareness and ambition. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Jinzhou Warrior. Oracle Bone Script Arena. Schwa. 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 The Waterflower brothers score 3 points accurately one after another, and the wonderful sound of wiping the net makes people feel relaxed and happy, providing a dual enjoyment in both visual and auditory aspects. In addition to training, everyone also came to the fitness lounge to chat. "Hey, it seems that the Lakers have signed an incredibly talented newcomer who scored 44 points in a single game today, breaking the Summer League scoring record. And he caused his 4th pick of the year, Polzingis, to leave with a concussion. and just yesterday, he also exploded his dominant 13th pick, Booker. This is really an amazing guy. Iguodala chuckled. Yeah. Klay Thompson nodded and said, he has a super strong physical talent. Although he is as tall as Curry, his ability to charge the basket is really too strong. Dunking is quite violent side. Curry, sitting casually on the floor, shouted at Klay, "Hey, Klay, why are you naming me? What do you want to express?" Cough. Klay chuckled and coughed lightly, saying with a smile, "DDDD. Cut." Curry pursed his lips and hummed to himself, "As tall as me, dunking is very violent. What's so remarkable about it?" And at this point, Drummond Green, who came over with a box of functional drinks, shrugged and said, "What's the use of being able to dunk a few baskets? In this era of small balls belonging to the Water Flower brothers, there is no one hand and 3 points. That's absolutely impossible to get by." That's also true. Iguodala nodded irrefutably and said, "Su Hao has amazing physical talent. It's hard to say that he wants to make a name for himself in the NBA. It will take a long time to experience Quick Loan Arena. The Cleveland Cavaliers are located in the training arena. I'm J.R. Smith, who was flashing news in the rest area, shouted at the top of his throat, rookie guard Su Hao, center forward Polzingis. What is this? Extremely strong, extremely high bounce, and explosive physical fitness. Yes. Lefu couldn't help but nod and said, "I thought the Lakers' number 1, Angelo Russell, would be the best rookie to play in the Summer League. Who knew that Su Hao was born out of nowhere? The rough attack is indeed a bit aggressive side." Kyrie Owen leaned back in his chair, listening to his teammates talking without participating, just resting quietly and not knowing what he was thinking. J.R. Smith looked at LeBron and said, "Boss, what will happen to newcomers like Su Hao who have exceptional talent in the future? If he is willing to train and grow seriously, rather than just having talent, then he will at least be an all-star level player in the future." LeBron commented. He also has some understanding of the recent hot rookie Su Hao. Wow, Kevin Love opened his mouth and said, "It's amazing how strong Su Hao is to get LeBron to give such a high rating. Hee hee." LeBron gave a faint smile and then changed his tone, saying, "Compared to discussing newcomers, guys, I would rather we have a clear goal for the next season. Obviously. This goal is Revenge Warrior, win the championship. You know, last season, although we lost to the finals, it was because of injuries, and a large number of injuries prevented us from fully exerting our strength. Although injuries are also a part of the game. We don't deny that we just lost the championship this season, but our Cavaliers still have the strength to win the championship. So, the next season, when all of us recover and return, it will be time for us to avenge the Golden State Warriors and win the championship. Guys, do you have confidence?" "Of course." J.R. Smith was the first to shout out, full of confidence. Other players also nodded and shook their fists, full of confidence in following John Huang to compete for the championship next season. Staples Center. Lakers Training Arena. Bull, breaking the record with 44 points in a single game, breaking the record for the 4th pick, Polzingis, and surpassing all rookies in popularity. Su Hao's performance is fantastic. Nick Young couldn't help but sigh. Indeed fierce. Lewis Williams nodded and said, "Although he's a rookie, Su Hao's physical talent is higher than ours. Xia Lian's level. There is no player who can limit his performance, that's right." Nick Young responded and said, "With Su Hao and number 1 D'Angelo Russell, the boss has also recovered from injuries. Our strength next season will be much better in an instant. Maybe. Can we make it back to the playoffs? I will definitely do it." Center Roy Hilbert clenched his fist, full of confidence. Players from various teams in the league have mixed reviews of Su Hao, but no matter what, Su Hao has already used his strength. In just 2 games, it caught the attention of the entire league. In this way, fans are increasingly looking forward to Su Hao's performance next, and as they check the schedule, they suddenly discover incredible news. What? In 2 days, the Lakers will meet with the Timberwolves, which means the hottest newcomer, Su Hao, will have a direct conversation with the top pick, Tang Si. This news immediately sparked heated discussions. TSK. Booker on the 13th was crushed, Polzingis on the 4th was completely defeated, now can stop Su Hao's rookie. It seems that there is only the top scorer, Tang Si. That's right. I think if it's Tang Si, he should be able to do it. His performance is quite good, fully worthy of his status as the top scorer. It's hard to say, the upgraded version of Russell's Su Hao, his attack is too barbaric and violent, and Tang Si may not be able to bear it. I think so too. Hiss. When you say that a center forward can't withstand the impact of a defender, I find it unbelievable, my scalp tingling. Haha. He, there's no way. Su Hao's attack is so special, it's just so wild and brutal. Just look forward to it and it's done. For a moment, many fans were eagerly anticipating a 2-day showdown between the Lakers and Timberwolves, as well as a showdown between Su Hao and Towns. At the same time, Cameron Anthony and Chris Paul, who are on vacation in Las Vegas, made several phone calls and made plans with Wade and LeBron. The 4 heroes of the wind and dust decided to watch Su Hao's competition together.